Okay, so let me begin. This is going to be the real welcome hour. I thought giving you a taste of what this class will be like would be better than telling you what this class would be like. So this is going to be a class like this, okay? I'll be asking you, and it is going to be interesting throughout. Macroeconomics is fun. It's a lot of fun. Now, the mechanics are as follows. This is ECON102, Introduction to Macroeconomics. Most of you have taken 101, but that's not a prerequisite. So if you have not taken 101, that's okay. But for my information, do we have anyone in the class who has not taken 101? All right, very good. Here are the issues. I want you to read this very carefully, okay? It's not a short syllabus, but you could see that a lot of time and effort went into writing this, okay? So you should be able to spare 10 minutes to read this. The important points are the following. We would like to make sure that you get a taste of a good university class in ECON102. If at the end of the semester you are not saying, oh yes, this was really, really different from my high school classes, okay, then I am not doing something right. In particular, this class is not only about teaching you of economics as a field of study, okay? That's the first sentence. It tells you that the class wants to teach you economics. That is a field of study. That is a toolkit. That is a way of thinking. But it also wants to teach you, that is, Selin Hoca and I also want to make sure that you are actually using these tools in this class to understand the world around you, okay? That is most of what a university education is supposed to be about. You should be able to feel more enlightened at the end of the semester, more aware and more understanding of the world around you. This is also a class in building skills that are not limited to those immediately about economics. We want you to be able to think, which is, in general, a very good thing, independent of whether you're thinking of economics or not. And would like you to be able to have a basis of facts to think about, okay? You have to know something so that you're able to think about it. And would like to make sure that you're able to articulate what you're thinking. You should be able to convey your ideas. The class is organized the way the large lecture 101 classes were, for those of you who've taken that. That means Serin Sayek and I are going to be coordinated, okay? We'll be teaching the same lectures, we'll be giving the same homeworks, we'll be giving the same exams, and we'll be jointly grading. It also means you're going to have the benefit of a great team of teaching assistants who are going to have sessions with you in small groups and who are going to both help you understand the class material better, but more importantly, will help you get into it by discussing it, okay? And I'm biased about this, I'm a macroeconomist, but this is a lot more easier and a lot more fun to do in macroeconomics and in microeconomics. Because the truth is, when I think of the 101, 102 sequence, the most important concepts are in 101. If you ask me, what is, if a student is going to learn one thing in the first year about economics, what is it, okay? It's something like, I guess, opportunity cost, not inflation. That's the really useful concept, okay? However, if I asked you, okay, you would say something like inflation, crisis, okay, unemployment. those are the sexy topics. Those are the things that you want to talk about, because those are the things that you're exposed to all the time. And in fact, that is why I became a macroeconomist, right? That's what excited me. But the fact that we'll be talking about things like, why is Turkey growing, okay, faster than Germany, but why is Turkey poorer than Germany, okay? Or why is unemployment so low? Or why is it the case that 3 out of 4 working age women in our country do not even want to work? Why is that the case? Okay? Now, when you're discussing topics like this, it's a lot easier to discuss and get excited about and have an argument on, okay, than, marginal product of labor. Okay? So your discussion sessions are going to be easier to motivate. And I want to underline that that doesn't mean they are more important. But, I was an undergraduate in this university, okay? And I could tell you from experience as well that Introduction to Macroeconomics is an easier class to motivate and be motivated about. Because, I don't have to tell you why you should be interested in, growth or inflation or unemployment, okay? You are already. Much like 101, my lectures are the optional part of the class, okay? I will try to teach a good lecture. I will come prepared. It's my job to make sure that you get out of being here in this ungodly hour on a Monday morning, okay? But we are not going to be taking attendance in the large lectures. You do have to attend your sections, okay? Unlike last semester, we have 2 more lecture hours in this large class. You may have noticed this in your course programs. We're not going to use those second 2 hours every week, okay? We will begin using them, and this is going to be once again coordinated between me and Professor Sayek. Okay. We will let you know every Monday if you don't have to be there, in my case, on the Wednesday class, okay? So university has given us the space and the option of doing 4 hours of lectures. Obviously, it's a good thing to do this week because I'm going to spend half of my lecture talking about what the class is, what grading will be like, blah, blah, blah. Whereas I should be talking about this, okay? So we're going to do this on Wednesday. And having taught this class before, I know that there are certain topics that are either somewhat perhaps more complicated or more likely I haven't learned how to teach properly, so it takes me a longer time, okay? So we're going to spend a bit more time on those topics, and we're going to do this on Wednesdays. Seldom, what I will do is I will use the Wednesday class to hold a large discussion session in Turkish on the Turkish economy, okay? This is not going to be a repetition of the class material in Turkish. That will never happen in this class, okay? So let's talk about that bit first. The class is going to be in English for 2 reasons. One is, most of the better books on economics is in English. Yours is one of them. Although I said better, I didn't say good, okay? And you're going to notice that it's a high school level book. It's a simple book. and actually way too simple for people of your abilities and intellectual and mechanical abilities. The average American high schooler learns no mathematics whatsoever, okay? So the first year university books are written accordingly. That is not the case for you people, all right? Nonetheless, to learn about the basic concepts, it's a good book. The book is in English, and we could have done the lecture in Turkish. It would have created some problems, but not many. We choose not to. But more importantly, you must have thought of this, right? It's awkward. I'm Turkish, you're Turkish. Do we have anyone who does not speak Turkish? See? So we are a huge room full of people whose native language is Turkish, okay? And we're trying to communicate in English. Now, why are we doing this? I'll be very frank. If you guys tell me that we could do this in English, we are extremely comfortable doing this class in English, and would prefer to do it in Turkish, I'm happy to do it in Turkish. But I know that you are not. Okay? A huge part of your education is becoming proficient in English and becoming able to express yourselves in English other than understanding what is said in English. Okay? That is only going to happen if you use the damn language. So it's important that we're going to do this in English proper. The sad thing is, some of you have abilities in English that are not quite what they should be. And those of you will find this class more difficult than it should be, not because the material is difficult, but because you're having difficulty understanding what I'm saying. Okay? That unfortunately cannot be helped. And it's not going to get better unless you are pushed to work on your language skills. And I would like to underline that for whatever job you have in mind, for whatever profession you intend to choose, you will have to be able to speak English excellently. That happens only by using a language. And that entails a lot of mistakes early on. It's okay to make the mistakes here. This is a very secure environment. It's a very friendly environment. Okay? It's not always going to be like that, though. Unless you try yourselves here, unless you make the mistakes here and correct yourselves, okay, you'll have to do the same mistakes in a boardroom meeting in whatever holding where people will be laughing behind you, okay? Or in some job interview where your lack of skills will cost you the job you want. So I'm very, very forthcoming here, okay? I don't mind using my lecture and my class as a joint class in economics and in English. If you ask me, if your choice is between learning one of these, you're going to learn either economics or English, okay? You're not facing this trade-off, but if you have to learn either economics or English, learn English. So we're going to push you. We're going to push you to be able to understand the economics, be able to do analysis with the economics, and do it in English, and communicate it in English. Part of this is going to be reading The Economist. Again, many of you did this last semester too. The Economist is a, in my opinion, outstanding publication. It's just very, very good for a variety of reasons. And it's very, very good, particularly for people like us who grew up in Turkey and live in Turkey. And if you're following only the Turkish press, we know almost nothing about the rest of the world, right? The Turkish newspapers and television reports what happens in the rest of the world only if it has some direct repercussions about our country, right? You learn about the American elections only in the context of, this guy is pro-Turkish, this guy isn't, or whatever, right? You never learn about, who knows about the American healthcare reform? This is embarrassing, right? This is something incredibly important. It's not important just for the US. It's important for the world, okay? And if it were only important for the United States, still you should know this, right? Why? Well, because you're people of this world. This is one of the more important countries. You should have some idea about what is happening there, okay? You should have some understanding of, they cannot calculate inflation numbers in Zimbabwe. Why not? Calculating inflation requires finding prices of goods, the price of the same good over time. They don't have the goods anymore, okay? They are that poor. You would not find this in the Turkish newspapers, but we're living in the same planet with these people, right? I mean, we're not confined to this one little country, and this is all we care about, and that's all we know about. We should have some understanding of what is going on. And the Economist does a very good job of saying, okay, here's what's going on. Here is something interesting from Nigeria. Okay, why do you care about Nigeria? Well, I don't know. Read it, and then you could decide you don't care about it. Okay, but some things you will. That's one. Another one is, it's called The Economist, but it's not only about economics. I mean, you must have noticed this if you read it at least once. But its economics reporting tends to be rather good. They understand what they're talking about, which I like. It's written in not diluted English. Okay? So if you put, say, Time and The Economist side by side, you understand that Time is written for people whose reading abilities is at like 12 years old. Okay? Where The Economist is written for people like you. And you're going to find it difficult reading. Okay? You should read it until you no longer find it difficult reading. If you haven't done this so far, the first time you read The Economist, you're not going to understand 70% of it, even if you think that your English is good. Because it's written in good, heavy English. Okay? Read it for a semester. At the end of the semester, you will be understanding 70% of it. I don't understand 100% of it. They always find a way of coming up with a word, with a phrase that I've never heard before. Okay? But it never distracts from me understanding what they're saying in that article. Okay? They also tend to be a very opinionated, they call themselves a newspaper, right? They tend to be a very opinionated newspaper, which is good because it leaves a lot of room for debate. If you read it, right, it's not just reporting of facts. It's also a reporting of judgment. You're going to notice that they're very careful in saying when it's a fact, when it's judgment, unlike the Turkish press, where everything is judgment, and most of the time it's presented as fact. Okay? So you will be able to do things like, okay, I'm going to take these facts and I'm going to think myself. Do I arrive at the same conclusion that The Economist does? Some of you will, some of you won't, and that's going to be the fun of it. We'll get to talk about those things. So read The Economist, and we're gonna push you to do it by giving you homeworks based on that and making you write essays and whatnot. Now, read The Economist and read at least one Turkish newspaper. I cannot recommend you any of them. They're all bad. Okay? You know this. I mean, some of you have family working in newspapers and all that, and I have a lot of respect for that. But nonetheless, you know that. They're not very good. Okay? Somewhat perhaps better than the others might be Referans, which is more economics-minded than the other newspapers. But even when they report things other than economics, they tend to report it somewhat more decently. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying that you have to read that. I'm telling you that you have to read The Economist. I'm also telling you that you have to read one Turkish newspaper. Okay? Why? Because, our classes will be things like, look, yesterday the inflation numbers were announced, and now I'm going to talk about that. What were the inflation numbers? Okay? Read a newspaper. You should know. It gives you some understanding of the world around you, and you will be able to combine the tools that I give you to understand that world. Okay? Good. What else? So we have a seminar series on the Turkish economy. We haven't been running it much as a series, or we haven't done that as well as we should have last semester. We're going to do it this semester. Herkes için Türkiye ekonomi seminerleri. Right? You don't have to attend, but you should. I mean, we do a good job of inviting the right people to talk about the right topics, and they tend to be very informative. All right, that's also good. Now, participation, this means different things in the small lectures and in this huge room, okay? You will be graded on your participation. This is both to push you to participate and to reward those of you who make class more rewarding for the others by participating. Your participation grade is going to come from your teaching assistants, not me. Okay? I cannot judge you on your participation here. However, I would like you to participate. if this lecture is me standing here, waving my arms, sometimes my legs, just talking about stuff, okay? You're going to be bored and just terribly bored very soon. And I'm going to be bored and terribly bored even before you are, okay? Ask me, challenge me, answer my questions, okay? I try not to make fun of you when you say horribly wrong and embarrassing things. And I'm often successful in not making fun of you, okay? But even if I do, you get to do the same thing to me, okay? I'm not easily offended. So, if you don't like what I'm saying, just say so. The following points, though, are important. The smallest bit of contribution you give this class is when I ask you, suggest me a good, which is going to last the entire semester, okay? So when you wake up in the morning, think of a good, because today might be your day. And you're going to be embarrassed if the best you can do is apple or pencil or car, okay? Those are already taken. The more difficult question might be, suggest me a service. But you should be able to do that too. Participation is an important bit that I should just dwell on a little more, which is, I'm not talking about attendance, okay? I'm not telling you that you have to be in class. In fact, I am telling you that you don't have to be in my class, but I will miss you if you aren't. Sincerely. I mean, think of this, right? This is a beautiful class. And if I come next Monday morning and there are only 15 people here, it's going to be cold, it's going to be lonely, and it's going to say, I did something just so terribly wrong that nobody wants to be with me. And I'm not that secure. It's going to break my heart. So attend. But don't just attend. I don't want your bodies. I want your minds. Okay? Participation means make it known to others that you are there. Say something. Contribute. And this is especially important in your small sections. Okay? You're going to be 15 of you will be in one class, right? And if 5 of you aren't talking, just sitting there, huddled among themselves, just staring, that's not fun. Okay? And it's a waste. Let's talk about the mechanics a little bit. So there is going to be a class web page. And we do try to keep that page up to date. But we're not always successful. However, this semester, we're going to try Moodle. Now, I haven't done this before. And I don't know whether you have been in classes where Moodle was used. But this is the university's electronic, I should say perhaps, course management and teaching system. So when you go to your classes, you're all going to have access to Moodle. And you're going to find your homeworks there. You're going to find class announcements there. Things like, we are going to have a Wednesday class. No, we are not going to have a Wednesday class. There's this great piece of article in The Economist. You should take a look at this. Or have you seen the industrial production numbers? What do you think about that? Things like that, okay? So it's a forum where the professors are able to post comments, questions, assignments for the students. The students can use it as a chat room. So you could talk about, doesn't homework suck, blah, blah. But remember that I get to read that too. And I know who you are, okay? But it should make the class organization and the outside class communication easier. So we're going to try that. Turnitin. Again, those of you who've taken 101 are used to typing your homeworks. Okay? So the twist here is going to be, not only should they be typed, but you're not going to hand over hard copies of the homeworks. This is going to make our life and your lives a lot easier, because the assistants' rooms were, well, still is, right next to mine. And I remember that, body of people trying to hand in their homeworks in the last moment and then breaking down in tears because they're 5 minutes late and begging that it should be accepted and whatever, okay? So we're just getting rid of all of that. This is an electronic system. Your homework has to be submitted by the deadline At the deadline, the system closes down. You can no longer submit your homework. There goes your homework, submitted by the deadline. Deadlines are good. Now, Turnitin does the following. Not only does it, and so this is not an effort to catch you, trying to cheat, plagiarize, whatever. So I want to tell you this at the beginning. Turnitin's main purpose isn't homework management. It compares homeworks, okay? It compares homeworks and across a huge body of literature and previous work submitted from all over the world before, okay? So what it does is say it marks sections that says this is identical across these two homeworks. It marks sections that says this is identical to this paragraph from this book, okay? So, and we never want to see this. We never want Turnitin to tell us, here I see two identical homeworks. So I'm telling you at the beginning of the class that this is what this system does, okay? We want to use this only as a time management device. We only want to use this as a homework management device in terms of collecting and grading homeworks, okay? Good. Now, there are going to be quizzes. And what we want to do in quizzes is make sure that you understood what you've done in homeworks, okay? This is an area where it is up to a point possible to do it without understanding it. You can't calculate real GDP by memorizing, I multiply this price by this quantity, multiply this price by this quantity, and if you're able to multiply numbers and add them up, you're going to come up with that, okay? And if that's all you're doing, then I really have not done my job well, and you really have not learned. That kind of doing is easier when you're doing the homework because you're going to open the book and you're going to see a formula and you're going to say, okay, I plug in the numbers, out comes this, okay? You can't do that in an exam. You can't do that well, unless you really, really want to. You can't do that in an exam. So I want to give you these little exams, and we are telling you, the questions will be identical to the homework questions, okay? We're going to ask the same questions, so it's going to take you like 5 seconds to answer it if you had understood what you'd done in the homework, okay? If you just copied what is in the book, just plugged in the numbers, then you can't do it. The reason why we're doing this is not to catch the people who just use the formula in the book. That's not cheating. That's not, but it's bad. What we want to do is, we want you to, this is an incentive. We want to give you an incentive to understand the material before you do your homeworks, okay? We don't want you to feel satisfied that you were able to do the homework. You don't understand what you've written, but it's there. We don't want it to be this way, okay? So we want you to know that there's a high possibility we're going to give you a little quiz sometime in the week, and you'll have to answer the same question. And that hopefully will make you think about the questions a bit more, okay? Not all sections are going to have the quizzes on the same week. Your sections are spread through the week, right? So if you hear that the first section did not have a quiz, don't think that you won't either. You may, okay? Good. Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. This is an important blah. We are very open to suggestions about how to make the class better, okay? I have taught 102 many, many times. And every semester, somebody tells me something or asks me something that makes me say, yes, I haven't done this right. And in fact, there's a better way of doing this. In particular, I have only taught 102 in this large lecture, small sections format once before. And I don't think I did a good enough job. So now I'm trying harder and we're trying to coordinate. But I am, and Seyrin Hoca and I are, extremely open to suggestions in terms of if you come to us and say, it would be better if we did this part of the material in the lectures and that part in the discussion hours rather than the other way around. Or say, we could use more homework questions about interpretation and less about the mechanics, or the other way around, or whatever, okay? This isn't a, here's the class, take it or leave it class. We're doing this together, and we're extremely open to your ideas and your wishes. Very good. The office hours bit is somewhat important. For two reasons. My office hours tend to be underutilized until the exams week, okay? Or only people who have questions of the kind, can you tell me the calculation to real GDP again, come to me. Which is fine. I mean, you're more than welcome to come with that kind of a question. However, the office hour is my time that belongs to you. If you want to come talk to me about your course selections or what you expect of university, or you read this thing in the newspaper and want to talk about it, okay? It is your time, and I would like to see you there. And in fact, it's not very good if I never see you in my office, because something must make you curious throughout the semester. Something must make you say, I would like to go talk to the professor about this, okay? So use my office hours. The flip side is, please only use my office hours. I have an open door, but having an open door makes my life extremely difficult if once every 15 minutes, some student barges in and says something, asks something, okay? You may or may not have noticed so far, but this universities in general, and this university in particular, is really different from high school in many respects, but for this purpose, for one crucial matter, in that my primary duty here is to do research, okay? I'm extremely happy to do teaching. I find it very rewarding. I think it's important, I think it's rewarding. But if at the end of the year, when the university asks me, what have you done this year, okay? I turn to them and say, I wrote these papers, I published these, my peers around the world thought these were valuable contributions, okay? The university pats my back and say, well done, keep going. If I tell them, no, I haven't done any of those, but I taught a great 102 lecture, okay? I don't want to tell you what happens then, but not good things. And if I keep on doing that, the university won't keep me here to teach you 102, okay? So, I do need uninterrupted time to work on my research. I'm asking you to respect my time allocation in that I'm teaching you several hours of 102 in lectures, happily, and I will do so. You have my office hours. If you can't make it to the office hours and you have to talk to me and not to your TA, make an appointment, send me an email. I have one important request. When you're emailing me, please write in correct Turkish. And I'm not saying good Turkish, just correct Turkish, okay? In particular, this is not a word in our language, okay? It took me a while to understand what this means. Many of you apparently have already, diyecek, okay? But even when I do understand this, it annoys me so much that I don't want to see you, okay? And I'm serious about this. And lastly, and this is really important, write your name, okay? When I get a message that says, can I see you on Wednesday at 4 o'clock? Who are you? Okay? Don't assume that your name is going to pop up in the email. It sometimes does, it sometimes doesn't. But even if it does, okay? I mean, this is just basic courtesy. Just write your name. Now, there's another bit of basic courtesy issue here, which I am not as good as I should be, so I'm not going to force you to be extremely good, which is coming to class in time, okay? Now, sadly, we have a Monday morning 8:40 class, okay? I didn't choose this, neither did you, right? We have to be here. Now, I may be late for class. I'm not a morning person. Let me tell you in advance, if I'm not going to come to class, you will know that I'm not going to come to class, okay? So don't assume if I'm just late 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. The flip side is, if you are late for class, you're welcome to attend whenever you come. You don't have to wait until the break. You don't have to wait until I shut up, or I tend not to anyway. Okay? Just quietly come in, find a place to sit down, don't make a mess. But you're welcome, well, I'm not encouraging you, but if you're late, so be it. You're welcome to class. Okay? What else? Let me say a couple of words in Turkish. Hem de Türkçe'de konuşabildiğimi görmüş oldum. Şimdi bu iktisada giriş dersi hakikaten zevkli bir ders. Ve eğer böyle ikinci haftanın sonunda bir heyecan duyarak bu derse gelmiyorsanız benim bundan haberim olması lazım. Çünkü materyalin zevkli ve heyecan verici olduğunu biliyorum. Yani orada sorunun bende olduğu çok aşikar o zaman. Bunu söylemekte çekinmemelisiniz. Birkaç tane daha şey var. Hani dersi bölmeyeyim diye şey etmedim falan demeyin ondan sonra. Bir tanesi yani işte hal meydanda bu el yazısı yani gurur duyulası bir eser değil. Genellikle okunabilir düzeyde ama her zaman değil. Öyle olmadığında ben farkındayım. Şimdi özellikle arkada oturuyorsanız ve ben böyle hani dalıp gidip işte böyle yani şöyle burada büyüyüp şuraya doğru küçülerek yazmaya başlarırsam eğer, tamam, bunu hemen söylemelisiniz. Çünkü ya hani okuyamıyorsunuz ve okuyabiliyor olmalısınız. Bir tanesi bu. Bir tanesi hızlı konuştuğum bilinen bir gerçek. Bunun ben de farkındayım. Ders verirken buna özeniyorum. Şu an söylediklerimi anlıyor olmalısınız mesela. Fakat heyecanlandığım zaman dalıp hızlanabiliyorum. Ve iktisat beni heyecanlandıran bir şey. Yani bu benim 10. defa 102 derse verişim. Hala belli yerlerine geldiğim zaman ya işte memleketin hali falan demeye başlayabiliyorum. Çünkü o konuları konuşuyoruz. Memleketin hali dersi bu zaten. Ve yani memleketin halinden heyecan duymayacaksak da memlekete heyecan duyacak fazla bir şey yok zaten. Onun için hızlandıysam hani gene yavaş. Bunu söylemelisiniz. Ayıp değil. Söylememek bana, kendinize ve arkadaşlarınıza büyük bir kötülük. Nihayet burası büyük bir sınıf. Bir ses sistemi var. Ama gene de hani ben böyle işte köşeme dönmüş kendi kendine mırıldanıyor moduna geçersem eğer ses sistemi falan kurtarmayacak. Gene sesini duymuyoruz demelisiniz. Size çarşamba gününe kadar yol vermezden evvel şunu da söylemek istiyorum arkadaşlar. Bu ortaokul dersi olmasın, üniversite dersi olsun benim hakikaten dert ettiğim bir şey. Yani şu derse gelip giderken kendinize hakikaten ya tamam ya işte ben ne bileyim ben işte din kültürü ahlak bilgi dersine giderdim yıllarca. İşte onun da bir hocası vardı, bir kitabı vardı, bir şeyler öğrenirdik, sınavına girerdik. Yani hani o düzeyde baktığınız zaman bütün dersler ders. Bunun hakikaten fonksiyonel olarak ondan farklı bir şey olması lazım. Bu benim için önemli bir amaç. Selin Hoca için de öyle. Onun için de bu gerçekleşmiyorsa biliyor olmamız önemli. Fakat bunun olması için sadece benim sizi ittirmem yetmiyor. Şimdi derse gelerek birinci büyük işi yapıyorsunuz. Çünkü hani derse hiç gelmemiş insanı motive etmek, çekmek, itmek falan mümkün değil. Ve hani şu yaptığımız birinci dersten ulan bak hakikaten bu derste bir şey olacak duygusu umuyorum ki duymuşsunuzdur. Fakat duymadıysanız hani bunu işte ilk derse pazartesi günü sabah 8.30'unda benim homurdanarak buraya gelmiş olmama sizler gibi işte vesaire verin. Hani birkaç hafta bir sabredin. Çünkü bu iktisada giriş dersi benim anlamadığım nedenlerle korkulan bir ders olabiliyor. Tamam. Bunu baştan söylemek istiyorum. Böyle olmaması lazım. Hani benden duyun. Şu üniversitede göreceğiniz en kolay dersi ben veriyorum. Ya hiçbir numarası yok. Nihayetinde gazetede okuduğun şeyi anlama dersi. Yani ne kadar zor olabilir? Dersin 3 bölümü var. Başta çok zevkli işler yapacağız. Tamam yani işte mesela bu büyümeden falan yani şunları anlatmak. Çünkü şuradan bahsederken hemen görüyorsun. Ya tamam bunun ne işe yaradığı da belli. Ki üniversitede bu şart değil. Yani hani illa her şeyi bir işinize yaradığı için yapmıyorsunuz. Sırf güzel olduğu için, düşündürdüğü için, zevk aldığın için de yapıyor olmak lazım. İktisada girişin böyle bir makro iktisadın ya da bence iktisadın genellikle şöyle bir güzelliği var. Yani hem güzel Ben bundan estetik bir zevk de alıyorum. Bu düşünüş şeklinden. Hem zevkli, heyecan verici, hem insanı uğraştırıcı bir zihni faaliyet. Ama bir taraftan da yani ne işinize yarayacağı o kadar belli ki illa sen herhangi bir şey yapmak için benim bir işime yaramalı ölçüsünü koşuyorsan o da var. Şimdi baştan birkaç hafta böyle tatlı tanımlardan konuşacağız. Ve o tanımları öğrenmek insana hakikaten ulan öğrendiğim hepi topu bir tanım gene de dünyaya algılayışım değişti duygusu veren şeylerdir. Yani hani mesela enflasyon car car konuşuyoruz. Hani gönül rahatlığıyla iddia ediyorum bu sınıfın %85'i enflasyon ne olduğunu bilmiyor. Anladığınız zaman da oha diyeceksiniz. Şimdi büyümeden bahsedeceğiz. Büyümeden bahsetmek için üretim ölçümünden bahsedeceğiz. Gayri safi yurt içi hasıladan bahsedeceğiz. Bunlar güzel. Hemen anlaşılabilir kolay şeyler, zevkli şeyler. Buna işte İngilizce'de instant gratification deniyor. Ödülünü hemen alıyorsun. Böyle bir 10 dakika bir dinliyorsun, ondan sonra bir şey öğrendik diyorsun, güzel oluyor. Ondan sonra enflasyondan bahsedeceğiz. Sonra istihdamdan, işsizlikten bahsedeceğiz. Sonra büyümeden bahsedeceğiz. Beşeri sermayeden, işte eğitim olunca ne oluyor, olmayınca ne oluyor, sermaye olunca ne oluyor, olmayınca ne oluyor. Ama bunların hepsi böyle işte dersin 2-3-4 haftası. Ve o kısım, şimdi o kısımdan herkesin sonsuz zevk alması ve sonsuz başarılı olması lazım. Dersin de en önemli kısmı orası. Yani hani düşünebilmeniz için elzem olan temel tanımları öğrenmiş olma kısmı. Arkasından böyle biraz daha kuru bir 2-3 hafta gelecek. O tanımları kullanarak biraz araç gereç geliştireceğiz. Ama o araç gerecin ne işe yaradığını hemen görmeyeceksiniz. Gene güzel, biraz daha zor. Ama aklınızda biraz bu, ya bir dakika şimdi bu hangi sorunun cevabı olacak? Tamam. Ondan sonra en zevkli kısmı geliyor. Çünkü ondan sonra bak şimdi o araç gerçi şu sorulara cevap verebiliyoruz deyip iktisat politikası konuşmaya başlayacağız. Şimdi o dünyanın en zevkli ve sonu gelmez işi. Tamam. Yani ne yapacağız mesela? İşte Merkez Bankası faizleri bu kriz döneminde yeterince hızlı indirdi mi? İndirmedi mi? Fazla mı hızlı indirdi? Şimdi bu soruya cevap vermek için Merkez Bankası faizi niye indirir? İndirirse ne olur? Bunu anlıyor olmak lazım. Aradaki materyal onu anlama materyali. Tamam. Fakat hemen onu görmüyorsun. Gördüğün zaman çok zevkli bir iş. Çünkü şu tür şeyleri konuşabiliyor olacağız. İhracatçılar döviz kuru değer kaybetsin istiyorlar. Türk lirası değer kaybetsin istiyorlar. Türk lirasının değer kaybetmesi için Merkez Bankası'nın işte hede höde yapmasını istiyorlar. O hede höde yapılırsa fakat bakın şu diğer şeyler de oluyor. Şimdi biz bunu istiyor muyuz? İktisat sorusu bu. Düşünmesi de çok zevkli. Amaç da oraya gelebiliyor olmak. Bundan başka yani hani şunu tekrar söylüyorum. Bu ders beni çok rahatsız eden bir şekilde döküleni çok olan bir ders. Böyle olmasını istemiyorum. Hani benim bu dersi daha önce vermiş olmaktan tecrübem biraz gayret gösteren hemen herkesin geçtiği yönünde. Ve hani öyle ucundan direkten dönüp geçmek değil, benim gönül rahatlığına bak bu da öğrendi deyip ve sizin işte transkriptinize baktığınız zaman terbiyeli notla geçtiğiniz yönünde. Her ne kadar derslere gelmek zorunlu olmasa da bu derse gelmekle işte geçmek kalmak arasında kuvvetli bir bağ var. Şimdi nihayetinde iktisatçı olduğum için şunu sormak zorundayım. Tabii belki insanlar hani derse gelmeyenler kalıyorlar bu doğru. Ama gelmedikleri için kalmıyorlardı. Belki hani hakikaten işte hani zeka yavaşıdır. Nasıl kalacağını biliyordur, derse gelmiyordur. Hani öyle bir nedensel bağ yoktur. Mümkün. Ama tahminim, tecrübem sırf derse gelip oturup dinleyip biraz katılmaya çalışan insanın ondan sonra kendisini çok öldürmese de bu derste başarılı olduğu yolunda. Şu şeyleri de yani bu syllabus'u lütfen okuyun. Ve şunu da aklınıza tutun. Yani 150 kişiye A vermekten gocunmam, gurur duyarım. Benim başarımdır. Ders böyle olsun istiyorum. Nihayetine baktığım zaman arkadaşım memleketin en parlak insanlarından 150'si benim öğrencimdi. Ben bu insanlara hakikaten bir şey öğrettim. Bu insanlar bu derse girdikleriyle çıktıklarında aynı değillerdi. Gururla ve gönül rahatlığıyla hepsine işte A'dır. Hani hepsine A ise hepsine A. Veriyorum diyebilmek istiyorum. Fakat bir taraftan da bu benim hakikaten aldırdığım bir şey. Yani şuna özeniyorum. Yarın birisi sizle 3 kelime iktisat konuşup dönüp lan sen kimden aldın 102 dersini dediğinde benim adım ortaya çıktığında benim yüzüm kızaracaksa o büyük bir yüz kızarması. Onun için hani işte o finalden 40 almanız lazım falan filan syllabus'ta göreceğiniz şeyler onlar onun ölçüleri. Her sınavda en az 40 puanlık fakat bundan çok daha fazla temel tanım öğrendin mi? hani hiç iktisat bilmeyen insanın bile bilmesi gereken kadar iktisat biliyor musun sorusu var. Onu bile yapamayanın bu dersten geçmemesi bana çok büyük bir gönül rahatlığı veriyor. Ama hani o 40'ın niye orada olduğunu anlayın istiyorum. Amaç dersi zor hale getirmek, amaç işte daha fazla insan kalsın falan filan değil. Fakat hani enflasyon nedir, deflasyon nedir, ben bunun farkını bilmiyorum diyen insanın, ya benim şahsi kanaatimce üniversitede yeri yok ama 102 dersinden zaten geçmemesi lazım. O da sadece bunu ölçüyor. Sabahın bu kör saatine kalkıp geldiğiniz için hepinize çok teşekkür ederim. Çarşamba günü biraz daha medeni bir saatte görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın.